So hello and welcome back to another wee recipe video. The Chickpea Queen is back with another chickpea recipe for you today. Okay, so this is a wee simple breakfast recipe idea which is high in protein, and you can also make it very high in nutrients as well. So it's just 4 simple ingredients for the base of this wee recipe. We're going to be making a chickpea omelette today, okay? So we're going to need some gram flour, which is chickpea flour. We're also going to need some salt, some nutritional yeast or nooch, and also some water. So that's literally all that you need, all the ingredients you need to make the actual wee base of this recipe, okay? And then you can get creative with the toppings, which I have done. I'm going to add some tomatoes. I'm going to add some avocado, love avocado. I'm also going to add some of these wee peppers. I don't know if you've ever seen them or tried them. They are the nicest peppers I have ever tried. They're just beautiful, they're lovely, and they're like wee teardrops. There's so much flavour in them. And then I'm also going to add some of this mango masala seasoning from Tesco's. One of the main reasons why I use this is because there is turmeric in it. And turmeric is one of the highest anti-inflammatory foods on the planet, that and ginger. And there's also black pepper in this, and black pepper actually enhances the absorption of turmeric into our body. So you want to always combine those 2 ingredients if you can, and this does exactly that. I always try and get turmeric into my day at least once or twice. So I'll have it in turmeric tea, I'll have it in a powder into my food. And then I'm also going to pick out some of the kale and the spinach of this wee mixture as well, and add it into the wee omelette. So yeah, I'm going to take you through and I'm going to show you step by step. It's very simple how to make this wee recipe, and then sure you can add it in to your day. There's a wee breakfast idea, a wee vegan breakfast idea. Maybe you can do 1 plant-based meal a week. Maybe you are plant-based yourself and you want to try new recipes. Here is a lovely wee fun, easy, simple recipe for you to add in to your day. So I hope you enjoyed today's wee video. As always, if you make the wee recipe, stick it up on your story or stick it up on your wall and tag me. Let me know how you get on, and tag a friend and encourage them to try this wee recipe as well. So yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy the wee video. This is most definitely out of date. What's the date on this? 22nd of November 2020, so it's not that bad, is it? Is anyone else really bad with like vegetables and stuff? I'm so bad with food waste that like if something's like a week out of date, if it's vegetables, obviously I don't eat any meat or anything, I'll just eat it. I literally see, as long as there's nothing crawling out of it or it's not like pure black, I'll eat it. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong with this. So we'll make it and I'll keep you updated. And you know, the good thing about this is that you can also use it as a dumbbell when you're not using it. So yeah, just to give you another wee run through, so this was the wee mango masala seasoning I was talking about. 1 avocado, I'll probably end up using 2 because I love avocados and they're quite small. To me that is tiny. Tomatoes, and then as I said, I'm going to pick out, I'll probably use some carrot as well, but I'm going to pick out the kale and spinach of this. These are these wee sweet peppers. Again, I got these in Tesco's. They are absolutely gorgeous on pizza, on anything, literally. And then nutritional yeast, some nooch, some salt, and then obviously, like I said, our gram flour. So not only is this wee recipe high in protein due to the chickpea flour, but it's also, you can make it completely free of allergens. So obviously because of the ingredients here, we're using chickpea flour. It's gluten free, it's also egg free and dairy free. So and you can make it nut free as well. So for people who suffer with intolerances and allergies, this is a brilliant wee recipe, and you can obviously feed it to people with confidence, and there's nothing in it that's going to upset their stomach. Like I said, it's free of gluten, so it's going to be better on the digestive system. And yeah, just a good wee simple meal to fit into your day. So now we're going to get stuck in and make the wee batter for the omelette. Okay, I'm making enough for 2 omelettes. I'm going to make one for me and I'm going to make one for my sister Marisa. So I'm going to this is going to be ×2. So if you just want to make the one omelette, just half all this, half all these ingredients by 2. Okay, so I started off with about 64 grams of the chickpea flour, and then I'm also going to use 2 tablespoons of nooch, so nutritional yeast. I'm going to pop that in. 1 and 2. Love nutritional yeast, it gives a really nice like cheesy, nutty flavour. Then I'm going to also add in 2 teaspoons, I'm just going to use the end of this, 2 teaspoons of this mango masala. Do another wee bit. This wee blend, and then I'm going to add in a half a teaspoon of salt, but again I'm just going to wing it. Anyone else like this with recipes and they just kind of like wing it and just add in so much salt that you're definitely going to die of a heart attack? There we go. A wee bit of salt, and then give it a wee mix. I'm just using a wee fork here as a whisk. Improvisation. I'm such an improvisational chef. I'm so bad with just using the wrong things. There we go, all mixed up. And now we're going to add some water. So we're going to add about 80 mils of water to the mixture. Add that in, and then we'll give it a wee mix and see if we need to add any more. So as you saw before, I added about 64 grams of the flour to this wee bowl, but I'm actually going to add double that because that was going to make 2, but just eyeballing this, I think it's only going to make 1. So I'm going to double that, so it's going to be about 120 grams of the flour, and then obviously I'm going to add in extra water and extra ingredients just to compensate for that, the extra flour, okay? So I'm going to put an extra 64-ish grams of the chickpea flour into this. So, and there it is. Yep, 64 on the dot. So, give us another wee mix. I'm going to add some more water. I'm just going to add some water as I go along here, okay? Because it's better to add water than to try and take water away from a recipe, obviously, common sense. So I'm gonna get us a wee mix and then see how much water I need to add to this to give it like a desired consistency. So onto the pan here, I'm going to, this is a non-stick pan, so I'm gonna try and use as little oil as possible. I don't like using oil in my cooking, so I'm gonna try and use as little as possible. I'm gonna put some tomatoes onto the pan here and just let them cook while we're getting the batter ready. So I'm just going to add some of these wee peppers on top of the tomatoes as well. And the reason that you want to cook the vegetables before is so that they're nice and crisp in the wee omelette batter. So they're already cooked and stuff. So I'm going to add some of these in as well. Now, don't these look like wee mini chickpeas? Wee chickpeas with like wee red chickpeas with a ponytail. I think so anyway. So that is the batter all finished, and now the vegetables as well have been cooked to perfect consistency. I'm now going to switch the vegetables over to this wee pan, keep them heated while I cook the wee omelettes on this pan. So I'm now going to add some of this butter. As you can see, I've used about half of that butter, so that was perfect measurements there. And there we go. Sweet omelette on, ready to cook. I've made sure to keep the temperature down low because I don't want to burn it so I'm going to keep it down nice and low, let it crisp up, and then flip it over. I'm going to add some of the vegetables in as well. I also just found some coriander in my fridge, so I'm going to use this as well. Love coriander. And I've mentioned this before in my videos, but coriander is actually really good for removing toxins and heavy metals from the body. So yeah, brilliant for obviously overall health and just those extra wee benefits, and it's also lovely flavour as well. So the omelette is actually cooking perfectly. You can see there's nice wee like crusty butter on the top of it, and it's much the same at the bottom. Ignore the state of this pan. I'm just going to put, I'll give this another few wee minutes just to crisp up in the bottom, and then I'm going to put this inside and fold it over, and then add the wee green vegetables at the last minute. So this is the finished product. As you can see, I was going to fold the wee omelette, but I just left it that way. I added in some kale and spinach to the wee tomato and pepper mix, and then I also made some homemade guac and put a wee bit of coriander in that. I'm just going to add some nutritional yeast, and then that'll be it, finished. Oh, sissy. You have to try it and let me know. So I'm also going to add some whole chickpeas into my omelette, and as usual I'm just going to cook it on the pan with no oil, just a wee bit of balsamic vinegar and some spices. So as you can see, I have added some extra chickpeas because you can't get enough chickpeas. I've added in some extra nutritional yeast, and then I also added some kimchi on the side, which is fermented cabbage, and this one's suitable for vegans. You have to be careful because sometimes there is shrimp in it, but this one obviously doesn't have any in it. But yes, this is amazing for gut health, really good probiotic. So I like to add it in sometimes into my meals, especially into something like this where it goes perfectly. So that is my meal, and I'm so excited to get stuck in. So sometimes with my wee recipe videos I'm all over the place and I never actually give the exact measurements. So I've thought it right out just so that you know what I used to make the two wee omelettes today for the base. So I used about 120 grams of the chickpea flour or gram flour. I used 2 tablespoons of nooch or nutritional yeast. I used 1 tablespoon of the mango masala, about 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then approximately 150 milligrams of water. Now just you use as much water, like I say, just add wee bits as you go along until you get the desired consistency, like you've seen in my video. So yeah, there you go. So here we go, the finished product. I'm so excited to get stuck into this. Another high protein, high nutrient wee meal that you can fit in. Maybe this can be your lunch, your breakfast, you could even have it as your dinner. And like I've said at the start, it is free of all allergens, especially this one. There's no nuts or anything in this. So it's a brilliant wee meal to add in. And yes, so as always, I hope you enjoy the wee recipe. If you end up making it, please do pop it up on your wee story and tag me, then tag a friend you think should try this wee recipe. But yes, thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have a lovely day. Much love.